Dope. Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it's black and especially when it's woman. I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And I'm your host, Sean B. Scribe, aka Tang B.
And today we are going to be talking about the L Word, Generation Q, Season 3, Episode 6.
6, y'all.
The
musical.
The musical episode. I don't know where they got the idea from.
I didn't ask for it.
But we did it. We did it. And but before we get into all of that,
make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with us, so that you know when we're going to drop, because we're dropping a little late because yesterday was Christmas.
It was.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Habari Gani.
Yes, Habari Gani. So there's many principles of Kwanzaa, and one of them is cooperative economics. So you can support a local black business if you're in the Detroit area, or just a black business. And if you're in the U.S. or flying in from out of town, make sure you support Copper House.
Yeah.
Copper House is a bud and breakfast. It is a cannabis-friendly breakfast spot where you can have events, spend the night, enjoy yourselves, and it's owned by 2 queer black women.
Yeah.
We love that. So give back to yourself this holiday season. Spend some time with some friends. Maybe have your Kwanzaa event there, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And use our offer code, WCE. Use the details in the description. And with that, I think we need to get into this episode.
Yeah, let's go ahead. All right, so y'all know how we do. Full of spoilers here. If you haven't watched the episode, do that. Then come back and check with us. But favorite scene? What was yours?
My favorite scene. Okay, let me just be clear. I didn't necessarily need a musical episode, but since we did it,
right,
I will say my favorite scene was Finley's Home, the throwback sitcom that Sophie was a part of, where it was all about Finley being the breadwinner who comes home and needs to have a dinner to impress somebody, and Sophie is like playing the role. And it really revealed what I've been thinking all along, which is like Sophie's not even happy in this relationship and doesn't even really want to be with Finley, but can't figure out that she actually feels that way. Doesn't want to admit it. And this was perfect. It was funny. The setup was good. It was a nice throwback to, what was the series that everybody was on? The Disney Plus series with Wanda.
WandaVision.
WandaVision. It was a nice throwback to WandaVision. It was also a nice throwback to like I Love Lucy days, and love those sitcom setups, and also love how when you go back and watch them, it is a read on society and a read on the roles that people end up playing. So that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I really thought of Finley being somebody who steals the show.
Yeah.
And I think the way that they go back into her trip and into Sophie's trip and presents Finley as this person who is stealing the show.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting because Finley definitely does.
Yeah.
Like the shenanigans last week with the fire, pulling the fire alarm to clear the space out just because her boo, or not even her boo, but somebody that she messed around with, Dre, was in the space. It was just really unnecessary. So, Finley does
steal the show.
Take up a lot.
I know, it's just hilarious.
I'm done. It doesn't like the attention. Either way. Finley does do that. And maybe, a little ayahuasca trip was necessary to bring that to light.
Work trip.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What if your job actually sent y'all on a
work retreat?
Yeah, where y'all got tripped.
There are jobs that I've had in the past. I don't think my current job would be about that. Probably, definitely not. But I've had previous jobs that that may have been a retreat experience that we could use, very specific dollars.
Was that when you were freelancing? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, my favorite scene, my favorite scene, was the whole Alice trip. Really just because I love game shows. So going back into A Price is Right sort of reimagination. Totally here for it. And I thought it was really well done. And I thought it was beautiful, that they brought Dana back. Dana. You know what I mean? And had this whole moment, like, I don't know, her going back home after the trip into the box. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe not scene, but, like, really arc of the episode. I will say, my favorite arc of this episode was Alice's arc. And that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that was like so beautiful just for the arc of like the L Word period.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I mean, that's going deep, deep, deep into the original series to bring back Dana, who, was not there for the final seasons of the show because her character passed away. And I really loved when Alice had the box that she went through.
Yeah, right.
To find the You're My Sunshine animatomic, flower that she had that was there when Dana was at the hospital, and she was like getting that for her. And I just remember like the scene of like her learning Dana died and like that flower continuing to sing over and over and over continuously. Oh my God. I didn't even love Dana's character, this confession, because I am an L Word stan, from original to I'm continuing to hold on now. And iconic. So yeah, what a beautiful scene.
Yo, I did mention this before, and it should have happened a little bit earlier, but you saying that you're an L Word stan reminded me, we are 3 years old. This show is 3 years old.
Yes, it is.
And I just want to shout out that we had our birthday. Like, we premiered this show December 16th, 2019.
Oh my God.
And, this is where we are. So, yeah, we're back in the L Word. I just wanted to acknowledge that. And, like, yeah, this is all because of your fandom that we are here 3 seasons into the show and talking about all kinds of shows. So, maybe I should have left that in queer canon. Maybe I'll tag that on.
That's our queer canon.
That's our queer canon.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So, who was your crush?
I had to shout out Shane's abs. I think Shane's abs were my woman crush this episode. There was a scene where Shane was like, Shane's trip took her into like the 40s and sailor outfit, and I was like, damn, abs. Yeah. And that's all I got. Definitely though, in Sophie gets a strong, it's a tie.
Oh yeah. Sophie's definitely the woman crush this week.
Yeah.
And man, Sophie, I can't wait to meet like you not with Finley. So exciting. So yeah, Sophie just really pulled it together this episode. She had her revelation. She shut that relationship down. It was like, when she came in, it was there was no negotiation that was about to happen. It was like, no, I'm done. And that kind of clarity, I was like, Finley, I wish you had a teddy bear big enough to console that, because but it was necessary. So totally. Woman crush definitely goes to Sophie this week.
All right. So what can stay? What can go?
What can stay is definitely Finley and Sophie being done. That can stay. Happy with that. I also like, Alice having take some personal responsibility. That can stay. And what can go for me? I mean, I don't care about Shane and Tess being together. I'd be more interested to see what they look like separately happy. Like, go do your own. I mean, we don't need more characters to follow necessarily, but what also can stay is I really like how this season they are making an effort to like focus every other episode on a different group of characters so that you can like dive a little bit deeper into the story. And I don't know if they were doing that in previous seasons. I'd have to like go back and see, but it feels really obvious now, especially with this musical episode. They could only get through so much storyline because we're spending most of the time in like we're high fantasy land. And so that we just really focused on Alice, Shane, and Sophie, I think was really helpful for this episode in particular, to be able to like go into the psyche of these characters and see kind of where their thought is transforming, rather than just like diving into a scene where a change is happening and you're like, wait, how did you figure that out?
Yeah.
So I like that. That can stay.
Word.
Yeah. What about you?
What can stay, what can go? I totally agree with the whole Tess Shane situation. I agree wholeheartedly with the Shane Finley situation. I know before I had kind of mentioned, in previous episodes of us reviewing these episodes, Shane and Finley, like, okay, maybe this can work if people are...
Wait, Sophie and Finley?
I'm sorry, I said Shane. Sorry, yes. Yeah. Sophie and Finley's Shane accountability
and Finley would be interesting.
Very interesting. I don't think it would work.
No.
But Sophie and Finley's, if they have that accountability and like working on each other, it's like, okay, maybe that can work. But then, I don't know, maybe it does take an ayahuasca trip to just come to terms with the reality that this is not the best couple. And I'm okay with them not living to see another day. So I guess that can stay. Their split, that can go. Their relationship, two sides of the same coin. I am really proud of Alice in this episode, and I hope that, that self-awareness, all of this searching and all this nobody being good enough is you, ma'am. It's you. In fact, that is a life lesson that one of my, I don't want to call her like childhood mentors, but I guess I was a child at this point in time, but like a mentor of mine growing up. That was just transformative for me when she said, like, when you start to feel like it's everybody else in the world that's like against you and everything, like, it's you. You need to do some introspection because people don't even give enough of a fuck to make it about you. They have their own problems. So it's like, whatever it took for Alice to get, I hope that it pans out and actually, that she continues to have this, I don't know, spiritual renewal or revelation, that it manifests in her future. Y'all feel me?
Let's hope.
Yeah. All right. So queer canon, where does this L Word musical fit in the queer canon?
Oh man. I mean, L Word musical fits in the queer canon. I think to have this introspection episode feels like it's very much a part of the trend that many shows are doing, where they are having characters who are talking about, okay, what kind of introspection am I going to do? The show isn't going to be driven solely on like conflicts between people, but also like conflicts within self. And I feel like that's becoming more obvious in TV writing. So it's great to see it for these queer characters as well. So we're seeing it for like Danny is getting herself together and setting boundaries, although it seemed like she's gonna dip into some Dre. I'm very excited to see what happens. And we have Alice, who is doing her introspection trip, literally, along with Sophie and Shane. So it's great to see that. We've seen Tess really grow and accept, like, okay, my mother is asking me not to be around her as she's going through this transition. So I'm Finley has gotten it together in a better way than we've seen her in previous seasons. She's far more together, even if she is pulling fire alarms. She's not drunk.
She's not drunk.
So
it's actually kind of like, is that worse? that she's doing that and she's
it's
not
bad
drunk
for business. It's definitely a higher cost for the bar. But so no, it's good to see all of these characters kind of growing. And hi, Toy G, thanks for joining us.
Hey,
just see them growing and having introspection and really taking care of themselves. It's great to see. I love that in the queer canon.
Word. I think queer canon for me, the first thing I think about is just the idea of lesbian musicals and lesbians in musicals. The first thing I thought was, well, actually, you would rattle it off, like Fun Home as a lesbian-themed musical. Which is a really great story. The writer's name is Alison Bechdel, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. But great story. This is a musical that you should see.
Yeah.
Another one, The Prom. I think we kind of mentioned that before.
Yeah,
we
had talked about The Prom.
Watch that. We need to do a review on that. I think we could. But The Prom with Ariana DeBose and Kerry Washington, great musical. And I feel like somewhere the L Word episode 3, the L Word Generation Q season 3 episode 6 is somewhere among the ranks of lesbian themed musicals.
Yeah.
So shout out that. Here's a trophy, I guess, for your participation.
Another one in the bag.
In this genre. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it comes, with these queer themed shows. Eventually you're going to get a musical episode, or you get a whole musical series in the case of Glee. And so the L Word has joined the ranks, and, I didn't have a bad time. So
yeah,
there was that. Yeah. And we moved some people along. So
we did. We needed a breakthrough. We needed to shake it up, I guess.
Yeah.
And
nobody was terrible.
All right.
Go.
No. Yeah. That was cold. I didn't need to do that. I'm sorry.
I hope there's no more musicals for the rest of the season. I hope we just get to dive into the storylines, because it seems like some saucy stuff is going to happen.
Absolutely.
And we'll see. Shout out to the fact that we are going to get 5 full, well, including the one that we had, we'll have 4 more episodes of Dre. So good job. We'll see what happens with the storyline. And yeah, shout out to the actor who plays Dre, Carmen LeBlanc. Is also a writer and director and awesome. So I'm a fan. Happy to see them on this show, and happy to see what else happens with Dre.
Yeah.
All right. Anything before we go?
No. I think that's all I got. So
Merry Christmas, y'all. Happy holidays.
Happy
Kwanzaa,
holidays.
and Happy New Year.
All of that. Until next time, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.